Well, we'll keep it short and sweet today. I know been a while since we've seen each other. Hope everyone had a great holiday. Um, we certainly did. I know it was a good break for our players and staff. And then we kind of got back to work the evening of the 26th. And we've worked here. This will be our fourth day in a row. And the players have been really good. Thought we had great energy, coming back, good break. And we've kind of hit the ground running, been impressed. I think our staff in general, we've been impressed with the energy and the attitude of the players. Today's kind of our final little practice that's all about ourselves to some degree. We've been working against each other, really good on good. Get back to the basics type of work. We have introduced a little bit of Miami, Ohio each day. And then we'll give the players a day off tomorrow and then kind of turn the page to a typical in-season week. So this is a good team. They're the champion of their league. It's a very well-coached team. Certainly very accomplished head coach at numbers of different levels of football. He's been around some really good proven winner. And, you got to give this team credit. They've gotten better and better as the season went. Very competitive in the second half of the year, found ways to win games, got themselves into the championship game, and they're the champ of their league. So great challenge for our team. And we're excited about an opportunity to go to Mobile. It's kind of in our footprint. It's a terrific bowl experience from the people that we've had conversations with about it. Certainly a great opportunity for our alumni, for our students and the families associated with our players and staff. So we look forward to that. And it's a great opportunity. We play on national television, the only game on that day. So great opportunity to represent this university and community. And I think this senior group in particular and this team in particular, one final time to be together and compete together. So a lot of work to do. And certainly that's what we're focused on right now.
It's part of the recruiting area. How much of an advantage if to play a bowl game inside your recruiting area?
Well, I think more than anything, it's within our alumni, the base of people that have tremendous pride with this university and community. That's what I'm excited about. We play within driving distance. So it gives an opportunity for our fans for one last time to come out. And, while you're there, you're in Mobile. And if you haven't spent a ton of time in Mobile, it's a terrific city with tons of options relative to having a great weekend over there on the coast, on the water. So, I think from a recruiting standpoint, you're in, on that I-10 corridor to some degree. We have had some success recruiting in South Mississippi, South Alabama, the Panhandle. So, there's some positives that go along with that for sure.
The players have talked about how close this team is. Do you feel like the success that y'all had has helped the closeness, or do you think?
Well, I think the investment that they made, to get a return on your investment, you always feel good about it. You feel better about it. I think they bought into the aspect that, hey, you know what, if you make a commitment to the people around you, to building really good trust and relationships, working to get to know each individual story, where they come from, what makes them tick, that you'll play better football. I think it's rewarding to me as a coach to see that. They did that part, and I think that's one of the reasons that we played better football. So I think there's tons of positives. There's such a human element to this game, right? You could see that it's very apparent when you just watch the best four teams in the country play the other night. There's a human element to this game and a certain spirit that goes with this game. So I think this team being able to win 10 games is a product of what you're describing.
Coach, Nick mentioned earlier a few times how chippy it's getting out there without having an opponent to play in so long. How do you and your staff take that? You take that as a big positive that the guys are obviously amped up and ready to go?
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I think we've made an initiative here to really create a fast physical environment, where we're working good on good. It's been a while since we played football. Today will be our most physical practice of the entire bowl camp. Because we got to get back in that frame of mind. It takes a certain mindset to play this game. And we've got to learn some lessons here. You got to go play fast, start fast in the bowl game. So I think when it gets competitive out there, that's a good thing. And the fact that it is competitive is a good thing.
I know y'all seem like focused all year talking about the players, but was there any doubt with you and the coaching staff, like, okay, let's see what they're going to be like in this first before Christmas?
Yeah.
Let's see how they handle
Sure.
it. I mean, what did y'all see those first few practices?
Yeah, I think that's a fair question. I think when you get pushed back to a later bowl, the initial response maybe is, oh, man, we're going to be here longer than we anticipated. But I also think we mapped out the plan. What's this time going to look like? What's the specific objectives for each phase here along the way? We gave them a 6-day break. They got a legitimate holiday. That's the concern initially from the players and probably the staff too, is this guy going to keep us up here the entire time? So I think we executed our plan. We did a good job academically. We executed our official visit weekend there. We had about 14 kids and their families here. We signed a good group. We went back to work on the practice field. We took a good break. Everybody had a good break with their family for the holiday. And then, okay, hey, it's time to get back at it. And so far, so good, But there's lots of work to be done here. We can't get bored with the execution of this game week here that starts in a couple of days.
It's hard to.
You have a special group of seniors this year. You guys have had a lot of success. So what have they taught you as a coach, especially like in your second year, still getting the grasp for a film?
Yeah. I think it just verifies and confirms all those things that maybe you believe in. We got lots of players in this class. We have a mix of players in this class, I would say. We got some super talented guys. We also have some guys that maybe have a great story. They've made tremendous improvement. They've overachieved. We've got some dynamic personalities, some guys that have done a really good job kind of taking our message and delivering that and living that out. They've been a tremendous example. That's what I would say. So fun group to be around, and certainly we wouldn't have accomplished what we accomplished so far this season and this year if we didn't have that steady leadership and energy that this group has provided. So all those things that you believe in, hey, you're going to have something significant at the end of a football year. It's going to be because the players have kind of taken ownership and run with it, and this group is no different than that.
When you look, I know they got beat badly by a couple really good Power 5 type teams. But when you look at their stats, it's hard to say, okay, they win because they do this, or they win.
Right.
Usually you can tell that.
Sure.
Like, what is it that they've done, having me not seen any of their games? That has made them
I think that's a great assessment. I think they've gotten better is probably what I would point out. Took some lumps early, and then, I think they regrouped a little bit, and they steadily have gotten better. And, it's the simple things. I think they're well coached fundamentally. I think in the line of scrimmages, on the edges of the defense, they know who they are. They're comfortable with their identity and their kind of formula to win. They do a good job covering kicks. And they've made some plays in the return game. Their punt returner, kick returner is the same player, and he's done a good job. They've created some explosive plays. So I think overall this is a team that does the simple things well relative to playing winning football. They rush the ball. They stop the run. They have the ability to create some big plays. They limit big plays. I think they're tough. I think they're good competitors, and they've kept games close, and they find ways to win games. So this coach is been around. I think it's obvious watching the tape. They've got a good plan, and certainly you don't win your league unless you got a well-coached, sound fundamental team, and they certainly have.
Similar to your team last
Well, the turn of events is very similar in terms of how they found a way to win their championship conference game. Um, but yeah, I mean, we got beat up early in the year. The difference here, I think, is that was our first year. They've settled in here and had some pretty good continuity on their staff in terms of who they are, what type of offense they have, what type of defense they have. So, lots of respect for what we see on the film.
Nick Ralston told us that when he first got here, the humidity just pretty much smacked him in the face, and he was questioning why he came to Louisiana. But, just for you, what was your first impression of him here? You knew him before.
Yeah,
At Arizona
yeah.
State. So, what did you see from him here, and maybe how much has he even grown since?
Sure, yeah. No, I think that's one of the things I would say about Nick is he's impressed me with how quickly he built relationships with the players. His personality, even more of a impactful guy on our team than I maybe expected, if that makes sense. His attitude, his energy every day, his toughness, his positive approach, and really his ability to lead. I mean, he's done a nice job being a kind of a steady, stable guy in that position room. When there was lots of times the wheels could come off in that room, and you got to give Nick part of that credit. Mike Desimo obviously did a terrific job this year. A lot of those players in that room weren't expected to be as big of a contributor as they were. And I think Nick's had something to do with that. But also Mike, I've talked to you guys before, Mike did a terrific job. So that's one of the areas that nobody really talks about. We've had several injuries on this team. We've found ways to patch those up and overcome those. There's been lots of players step up.
And you mentioned, too, about this game being the only game that day. You also have the distinction of being the last bowl game before the national championship.
Sure.
Do you take any pride in that as well? Because obviously, for college football fans, this is the last bit of football that they'll.
Sure. I mean, yeah, there's going to be a great audience out there. And I think that's part of it. That's an external factor. Certainly, you hope it motivates your team in a positive way. But you also hope that they're motivated to finish the right way. And it's about what we can accomplish as a group. Everybody focusing on their role, improving as a player. You get a month of extra football here, basically. And what you do with that time, not only for a guy who maybe is getting ready for an all-star game or transitioning to the next stage, but also all the players that are returning, trying to create some momentum for themselves and certainly for our team next year.
Last couple questions. The week of events that you guys do as a team before the bowl game, is that something you look forward to, just spending time as
Yeah. No, I think there's always great opportunities, to take in what's around you there in the venue. And certainly there's a great schedule of events, certainly some opportunities for our players, not only to be entertained and have a great time, but also a chance to, do some things in that community, whether it's Habitat for Humanity, whether it's a hospital visit. There's a number of things that maybe you go into it thinking you're going to do something for someone else and make an impact, make a difference, but in reality, it ends up being an experience that impacts you. And then there's great things in Mobile that we're going to get a chance to be involved with and take in. So all people that we've talked to about this bowl game, they've had great things to say. So we look forward to it.